Yo, this is Sonny from Sonny Eat Well Club. I'm upstate New York at my farm. Thought we were going to get a chance to finish up that chicken coop, but it's raining up here. So we're going to get into the farmhouse and we're going to start our slim down meal. And we're going to make zucchini meatballs with spaghetti squash. So let's get inside and get going. Okay, so we're back in the house here. I told you we're going to make zucchini meatballs with spaghetti squash. So we're going to start with the spaghetti squash. All right, this is a nice size that we're having here. I'm going to show you how we're going to have to do this. You got the sharp knife, and definitely be careful. We're going to cut it open like this in half, hopefully. Cut it right down. Make sure you have a sharp knife. We're going to open it up. We're going to take a spoon. Actually, I think I'll get a bigger spoon. And we're going to take the seeds out. So, we take the seeds out nicely like this. Put them in a bowl. If you want, you could really use these seeds and plant them if you have the time. Yeah, just get all of this out. It takes a little while, but you get it out. Good. Help it a little bit with my hands. Okay. Now we're going to do the second one. Good. Get this all peeled out. Like I said, it's not a bad idea. You know, if you got enough land and you could plant this, and they'll grow. The seeds will grow. Just got to dry them out first. Done it already. Okay, so now we got these two like this. I'm going to take the pan. Now you could, I got an aluminum pan because I like to throw it out and I like to clean it. We're going to put it upside down like this. Like this. I'm going to throw some water in it. And you just need enough water that the pan is covered with the water. And we're going to put it on 350 and we're going to put it in the oven. Now, I'd say 15-20 minutes, it depends on your oven. When you can take your fork, your knife rather, and go right through it, it's done. So, we've got the spaghetti squash in the oven, getting that cooked and heated up. We're going to need breadcrumbs, and you know, we don't use breadcrumbs, we use Cheerios. Alright, so, food processor. Put in. Now, I've heard people ask me these questions like, well, how much should you put in? Put in enough. A lot. It doesn't make a difference because you could store these in the refrigerator in a container. All right, so it's not like you need a cup of it or 2 cups or anything like that. You know, don't you know, when I do these shows, we don't have to be exactly, you know, a quarter a cup of this, that, the other thing. It takes too much time. Okay, so let's make some breadcrumbs. All right, you got to look at it. Nope, needs a little more. Let's see what we got here. It's getting there. A couple more pulses. Alright, so let's take this off here. Alright. Alrighty, and let's put it in a bowl. Okay, so now we have our Cheerios breadcrumbs that you can see here. Alright? Now, you want to pulse it more and make it more powdery. It's up to you. This is, I think, good enough for what we're doing. These are the meatballs. Alright? So we got this. We're going to put this aside. And we're going to start peeling our zucchini. So, I have 1 carrot that I peeled. I have 3 zucchinis that I peeled. We have 1 egg. I got an onion cut in half, 1 red pepper. Now, if you wanted to use 2 carrots, fine. You want to use no carrots, fine. You want to put celery, fine. You know, make it easy. I have 1 pepper. If you like more peppers in it, put more peppers in it, okay? I got some walnuts here. Of course, you know, we've got our Cheerio breadcrumbs. I got some crushed hot pepper, Italian seasoning, No salt, but you can use regular salt, pepper, a little tomato paste, and some tomato sauce. Okay, so let's start with the zucchini that I'm going to put in the food processor. Because after that, okay, I've got to get a towel and we got to get the water out of that. All right, so let's start this. Okay, so let's get a bowl out here. I'm going to take some paper towels. I'm going to put it in the bottom of the bowl here. Now you could use a regular white towel. You could do that because we got to get the water out of there. All right, do the best you can. Let's put this to the side here. Let's take this off here. All right, let's get it into the bowl here. Oh yeah, this is good. Now, people are going to be like, oh, should I use 3 zucchinis, 4 zucchinis? Listen, the more zucchinis you use, the more meatballs you're going to have. You know, you put them for the next day, day after that. So I want you to take a look at this. Look how nice this is. Okay? But here's our situation. We've got to pat this down, and we got to get the water out of here. Okay? And we got it. All right? So I'm going to keep doing this for a while, and I might have to change the paper towel. And as a matter of fact, look at this. You can see the water. We got to get that water out. Look at this. I might have to change paper towels because we can't have the water in there. All right. So let's see what we can do in a minute or two here. All right. So now I got all the water out of here. Okay. And like I said, you just got to keep trying to try it. The towel gets wet. Paper towel gets wet. Just keep changing it and changing it. All right. We got the water out of here. I've got 1 egg. All right. So I'm going to crack 1 egg in here. This to the side. Go back to our food processor. Now, I've got the 1 carrot, pepper, onion, walnuts, okay? Ready? So we're going to do this right now. All right, I'm going to mix the egg in here with this. Now, you know I used 3 zucchinis. If I used more, you might have to put another egg in. Like I said, when I do these shows, you don't have to be precise with these meals, these slim down meals, weight loss meals. Okay, so let me take this off here. Move this into the sink. Okay, this is nice. And the reason I used the red pepper, because you could use the red, you could use the yellow, you could use the orange, you could use the green. But the reason I used the red, because look, makes it colorful. Okay, so let's mix this up. You can mix this with your hands if you want to. Big piece, we'll take that out. Okay, now, you got to remember, we got our breadcrumbs here. Okay, that are made out of Cheerios. Just going to throw this in. I'll make sure you see this, how nice this is going to be. Right? So let's get a little bit, put a little bit at a time. You don't have to measure. A little bit at a time. And we want to make this on the dry side. So I mix them up. Put a little more in. And like I said, you could save these. Put it in a Ziploc bag, put them in the refrigerator. Because if you opened up breadcrumbs, you don't use the whole canister, you don't throw it out. All right, these are getting right where I want it. All right, make sure you mix it up good. Okay, I'm going to let this sit a minute, and I'm going to go to the oven and check our spaghetti squash. Okay, so I took the spaghetti squash out of the oven, and like I told you, you know when it's done, take your knife, look, so I can go right through it, then you know it's done. These are hot, let them cool off. We'll go back to this a little bit later. So let's start going with our meatballs. Remember I told you got some walnuts. If you don't want to put walnuts in it, don't. But I didn't want to put them in the food processor because I don't want them that fine. So I'm going to take a couple here like this. Let's move this over. Close it up like this. Take a hammer, a heavy spoon. Okay. And let's do this a little bit better. How's that? Okay. All right. Just crush them up a little bit. I didn't, like I said, want it too fine. Good, good. Throw that in there. You want a little bit more? You can put a little bit more in. You want none at all? Don't put any in. You got to try to make these slimmed down meals easy, affordable, and not a big deal. Because otherwise, if it gets to be a big deal, you don't want to do it. So let's get that in there. Put that to the side. All right. We're not going to use the tomato paste yet, or the tomato sauce, but we will. I'm using no salt, sodium free. You want to use regular salt, do it. Put a little bit of this in there. Pepper, a little bit of pepper. If you don't want pepper, don't put it in. Okay. Crushed hot pepper. Give it a little kick. All right. And, of course, Italian seasoning. Now, Italian seasoning's got everything in it. If you want to get fresh parsley, if you want to get some fresh oregano, fresh thyme, and you want to do that, go right ahead. But today, we're going to use the jar stuff, canned stuff, container stuff, whatever. Put this in. Now, I'm going to say how much. All right, we're not making a big deal out of this. I go like this. When the whole thing is covered just lightly, like a light snow, that's enough. Now we're going to go back to mixing it. And remember, this is going to be on the dry side, because that's the way we want it. Mix this up some more. Now I got the oven on 350, heating up. I got this little tin here, only because I don't want to clean things, I could just throw it out. We're going to put this in the oven with the meatballs, of course, in it. So let's try to start making some meatballs here. I got the spoon like that. Now, if you have an ice cream scooper, you could use that. Make them as big or as small as you want. So, we got one right here. Let's go again. Like this. See how nice they're looking? Put another one there. And like I said, eye it up. But if you have the ice cream scooper, of course it's a lot easier. Go like this. I think I'm going to put this one over here. Oh yeah, I like that better. You want to try to make them all about the same size, if you can, because then they'll cook about the same way evenly. Now, what I'm going to do, now you could also fry these if you wanted to, but today I figured no, we're not going to fry them today. Now, after about, I'm going to say 15 minutes in the oven, I'm going to pull it out, and I'm going to turn them, just like we were going to fry them, but we're not today. God, they look good already just before they're even cooked, because it's colorful. And like I I said, by eyeing it up, they're pretty good, about the same. All right, we're getting there. Okay. Move these around like this. All right, I'm going to take this over to the sink. All right, now I'm not covering them because, like I said, about 15 minutes, I'm going to pull them out and turn them over. So let's get the pot holder and let's get these in the oven. Okay, so I periodically kept turning the meatballs, all right, and I put it on the broiler at the end because I do want it to get like a little crispy, little brown like that. So let's take our spaghetti squash one end. Now, of course, we're not going to use both of these. You can save this stuff for another day or two. So it's out of the water. Now this is what I like. Remember, we cleaned them out. So we're going to take a fork, and all we're going to do is go like this and look at our instant spaghetti. This is good shit. Okay, look at that. Okay. Now, probably I'll do it on another show. We could stuff these also too with things, but that'll be another show. So let me just fix this like this because I want it to look nice. And it looks like spaghetti. It's very healthy for you. It's a slim down meal. All right, now I'm going to take some of this no salt added tomato sauce in the can. We don't need it all, okay? I'm just going to put a little bit in. You don't have to measure it. Just put a little bit in. I'm going to take a half a tablespoon of tomato paste. Put that in there, and I'm going to mix it around. Now, you could add some salt and pepper. You don't have to heat this up because spaghetti squash is hot, meatballs are hot. When I said meatless, okay? Make a little sauce here. If you want a lot, make a lot. You want a little bit, make a little bit. Okay, so watch how I'm going to do this. Mix this around. All right. I'm going to take, now watch, because I just took these out. These are hot. I'm going to take one meatball, put it there. Take another one, and put it there. Look at that. Beautiful. And another one there. Take a little of the sauce. Drizzle a little bit over it. Or if you just want to have it on the spaghetti squash, fine. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to turn it over like that because I think it looks pretty that way. Okay? Put a little bit more sauce on that. You know, however you want to do it. It's not a big deal. Okay, so here we have it. All right, our zucchini meatballs with spaghetti squash. All right, it's another slim down meal. Remember, like, comment, and subscribe. I'm the real deal when it comes to weight loss, thin down meals.